Well, hello everyone. Uh, I managed to get the tech working today, albeit slowly, but I did have another little challenge with poor Meshell, who's going to introduce herself in a minute, which is I gave her the wrong time. I gave her 2 times to show up. So uh, not only has poor lady been through so much in terms of being chosen as a speaker, she had to guess the time she was showing up. So
I
welcome,
know.
Meshell.
Well, Sam, I am so glad to be here. And this is literally what this whole mindability is about. It's about helping people adapt, right, to the circumstances. Regardless of what happens, it's always how we interpret them that makes the outcome awesome.
Yeah, totally. And when we saw your application as a Disrupt HR Dallas speaker, it was just an instant yes. And the more I've got to know you through this process, it's just been I literally cannot wait. I love
Oh,
everything about what you do. You know, the headlines, Chief Confidence Igniter, the fact that you're a transformational speaker and just your sheer energy comes across. So boy, you're going to be great on the day. But
oh,
why don't you introduce yourself to those who are watching who are thinking, don't I come to Dallas? I think they're going to
yeah.
come by the end of this.
Yes, I believe they're going to become by the end of this. And, anyone listening, my name is Michelle Baker, the Chief Confidence Igniter. My passion is empowering self belief. And my mastery is around helping individuals, teams, and organizations to take those feelings of doubt and uncertainty and leverage them, utilize and optimize them so that they are living with clarity and confidence, and it's absolutely fun what I get to do. So when I'm giving presentations or I'm coaching or I'm doing workshops, I am working to ensure that when people walk away from me, they have something they can immediately implement today, not tomorrow, today. And they're very interactive. I say even my keynotes, you get work in the keynote, right? Because if you bring me to your stage, if you bring me to your retreat, to your workout, I mean, to your workshop, I am going to ensure that the people leave believing that what they want, what they feel like success means to them, they can actually step into it and continue moving forward after having heard me.
So you can already tell, can't you? If anyone's watching this today, why we chose, and this is before I'd even spoken to her. So, I mean, my goodness, this is going to be awesome.
Yes.
How did you get into what you're doing today? Where did this all start?
Woo, okay. Well, we don't want to go into the way back machine, but I actually come from a background of being raised in a very urban, what a disadvantaged area. So I got into a lot of trouble as a youth. By 20, I was incarcerated, fell in line with my environment. It was actually good that it happened to me early because I was headed that direction based off
Well,
of, we are, what does Jim Rohn says, we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with, or our parents say, you are the company you keep. That's exactly what Michelle was doing. So in that moment, I recognized this is not the path. So I changed my trajectory by recognizing what I did also have a talent for, instead of getting in trouble, was I was a great worker. And I was a great worker not because I sucked up to anybody. I believe that when I interviewed, whatever I told you on that interview, I was going to over deliver in my daily work,
wow.
right? I showed up every day believing that no matter what the circumstances, and I didn't know, I had no mindfulness then, right? I didn't even, my diction and my language was not even what it is now, right? I'm saying, yo, that's how I used to speak based on my background. All I knew is that it would keep me from going back, which the term is recidivism. And it also, as time went on, I noticed that it started to afford opportunity, right? People would notice me. I started to really recognize that somebody's always watching, because eventually a supervisor or somebody would come and say, "Oh my God, who are you? You show up on time. You're always here early. We can always depend on you. The assignments we give you, they exceed our expectation." So that was the common thread. Now, even though my personal life was chaos, I kept that professional life. And eventually, someone walked up to me, told me what college was. No one had ever asked me what college was. I was 25-year-old freshman at Howard University, did that, came back, went to work in pharmaceuticals, medical devices, biotech. My major was finance, and I knew nothing about science. The one science class
Yeah.
I took was astronomy. And I excelled because what I believed was that it wasn't what I was selling, it was the people. I learned quickly that the people, when you leave people better for having been in your presence, you will always thrive. And it became my rule of thumb. You will always be better off for having spent time with Meshell. It rattles and resonates in my head.
Oh
And
my
that's what I
goodness.
teach. So when I'm thinking about confidence and I teach people, it's contagious. It's not for you to get stuff. It's not for you to be promoted. It's not for you to build wealth. It's not for people to like you and look at you and applaud and give you accolades. Your confidence. If you're truly confident, if the person you're speaking to walks away and they're not more confident for having spoken to you, you don't embody that value. See, when you have value and you sustain value, it becomes valuable. And the word valuable is valuable, meaning you're able to give that value away. If you claim a value and other people aren't attached or receiving it or experiencing it, when they walk away from your presence, you don't have it. I'm nice, and they're always arguing with people. Oh, really? Really? Are you? Are you? I'm thoughtful. People always saying they forget everything. Really? Are you? Are you?
Oh
So,
my gosh.
and this is what's happening in our society. As I share with people, we
Yeah.
have the advantage of having more technological advancement than we've ever had in the history of humankind.
Yeah.
The challenge with that is our brains, the reptilian brain, still exists in fight or flight. It has not kept pace with technology. So the cognitive overload that the average person is experiencing is causing them to think that what's happening to them is fear, right? They're going into fear. Fear is not real. Danger is. There is no danger. There is no danger, right? For most people, but they talk about it like it's painful, it's awful. Oh my God, you can't believe what happened to me. And I'm like, yeah, I can. Really, absolutely, I can. My question is, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to step into it and leverage it? Nothing happens to you. It all happens for you. And that's what, unfortunately, employers and leaders are recognizing that society is just really struggling. The average person is, I mean, think about it. 6 months ago, your groceries were a very different price than they are today, right?
Yeah.
People used to get a paycheck and they could make a budget for the year and put money away. People can't do that anymore. You don't even know how much money you're going to need to pay everything by next month.
Yeah.
Do you know how much stress that's causing people? And so as a leader, you're experiencing it, your company's experiencing it, the people are experiencing it. And until somebody stops and says, regardless of the external circumstances, I will be internally confident, you're going to live in existent chaos. I'm going
How
to stop talking. I feel like that was a mouthful.
it was, I mean, I've got so many questions. I'm trying to kind of figure out where to start because I'm so curious about your work and what you do. When you have a room full of people, just as you described, when you look back at what you've been through and the fact you did show up and you got that recognition, when you're in a room full of people that are in that fearful place right now, how do you start to bridge that with them to give them back control?
Oh, great question. I love that. So, the workshops, I generally start off explaining to people the difference between judgment and curiosity, right? And then from that, we really look at the fact that your experience as a human being in 2025 of the overwhelm, the doubt, the despondency, the depression, the burnout, all the things that you're experiencing are feelings, and they're actually not your fault.
Yeah.
Again, cognitive overload, right? You've got social media that's telling you you're not enough. You've got emails that are telling you you don't have enough time, right? I mean, every day you are met as a human being with something you did not plan, you did not anticipate, that is making you feel uncomfortable. right? Insecure, and it inconveniences you. Almost every human being is experiencing this on a daily basis. If it's something as simple as your password doesn't enter, or you go to use the app and now you got to upload the app and you forgot what your password was, right? I mean, it's happening every single day. So it's not our fault that we're having these feelings. Now, the trick is it's 100% your responsibility how you interact with the experience. So then I take people through a journey of what it looks like, and to be able to shift, because feelings are physical, they're not real, right? Like I tell people, you're sitting here, and if you're feeling frustrated about anything, if I told you and that you were gonna, if I came in and told you want $1 million, all your feelings would immediately change, right? They would immediately change. But so that tells me that you have the ability to change your feelings. You absolutely have the ability to do it. Most people do not understand how to do that. And that's the work that I do. So if you're having me for a presentation, you're getting inspiration. I tell people you're getting a sampler, right? If you have me come in for a full day or a retreat, now you're getting a meal, right? If you want transformation, minimally, right? Working with teams, you're talking about 6 months, because this is behavioral. Behavior is the root cause of what we believe. And until you go down and you start to have people rewrite, their narratives, and then start to lock in the habits of the behaviors that support new narratives, there won't be any lasting change.
I'd love for you to share, and not asking you to break any confidences or client names, but just walk us through a situation or a client that you were most proud of since with the work that you've done and the difference you've made.
Oh my God, don't even want to call people out. Somebody might get jealous, right? And I've had so many amazing clients. A recent one that we worked together for, it's like about 5 months. Ford. So Women in Ford. They heard me speak last June at the Women in Automotive in Detroit. I was the opening keynote. They came and worked with me, and they really wanted to. They had initiatives, so they have a very good, strong program around supporting their women, because they know it's a male-dominated industry. So they have all these programs, but they were struggling. How do we get them to engage with the program? So that's where I come in. It's really not just the programming that I really bring. If you already have programs, I can, plug into that. I'm a master at helping people understand why they want to engage with the programs, why it benefits them, right? To really help them understand what you've been telling yourself about the program. And it was incredible. I mean, I still receive messages, DMs, like, because I sent out a Monday motivation video, and periodically on a Monday, or and I put them up on LinkedIn, I'll get a DM from somebody from Women of Ford who goes, "Oh my God, thank you. Keep doing this. This is wonderful," right? I created a WhatsApp channel, so I was sending them out daily messages, and just really supported with the shift in mindset, and really helping people understand it starts as soon as your eyes open, not when you get out of bed, when your eyes open.
Amazing. And what was some of the transformation that they saw individually?
Individually, the feedback that I received, one person, she was up for a promotion, hesitant and scared to step into it, and decided, after us communicating together and really looking at, like, so you're thinking about the promotion as something you can't do, right? Or it's going to be hard, or you're thinking about you're bringing in all your experiences of the people or prior person in that role, and thinking and keeping it onto you. What if you created a vision of what it would be like when you're successful? So if you said yes to that role, what would success look like? When most people struggle with is that when they're met with the unknown or uncertainty, they begin to think about what could go wrong. Remember, fear. So they step in false evidence appearing real. It has not happened yet. You get to attach the outcome. Most adult humans are used to attaching an outcome of failure.
Mm.
And so, I mean, and that's on pretty every conversation. So it's that, what does that look like? And how do you begin to apply that to you, and not just to that promotion, to yourself every day, so that as you step into that role, when others, so as you become a leader now, that you're leading your people to have those same thoughts and behavior, because people become more creative. And that's the other thing. Some of the teams, the people who were working on teams where they're the only woman, they were scared to speak up, and they had really great ideas, or when they shared their idea, they start off with, like, oh, I'm sorry, right? I notice the women are really famous for starting off with I'm sorry, or
Mm.
apologizing, or deprecating themselves before they even give the idea. I'm new at this, and I haven't ever spoken up before, right? You've already depreciated your credibility.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
mean,
really about, yeah, but go ahead.
no, I completely agree with you, and it's kind of making me think about just looking at the book here. There's a book, and I've read it over and over again over the years, called Loving What Is, and it's Bryony Kate, and she asked 3 questions: Is it true? Is it really true? Well, she asked 5, but the 3 that I take are: Is it true? Is it really true? And the third one, and I use it in my coaching: Who would you be without that thought?
Ah, ooh, that,
Right.
yes,
How powerful is that as a question?
that is wonderful.
Yeah, when you think about the external factors, well, I can't do this. And I remember a story of a friend of mine who's a financial advisor. And about 2 Christmases ago, he went to see an old lady who's one of his clients, and said, she did celebrate Christmas. What are you doing for Christmas? And she said, oh, I'm not doing anything this year. I've just got a microwave meal. And he said, well, why? You've got, she had plenty of friends and family and everything else, why? And she said, well, because I can't afford it. And he said, but we've just done your financial health check, and you you you're good. You can. And for me, that was just a shining example of someone who'd really let the external world get to her in such a way that, at a time of
Yeah.
year, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, it's a time of year for gatherings and being with people, and
It-
an emotional abundance, not just, not a materialistic one, because not everyone's got, you know money or spare cash. But it really saddened me that to hear that story, and it's stayed with me for the last few years, for sure.
yes. Yes. And I hear what you're saying. So my offer or challenge to you would be that, instead of it's sadden us, it's things sadden us because we think about the pain of the experience. And I really have come to see that, when you start reading autobiographies, when you start, investing in yourself, that's
Mhm.
the biggest thing I tell people is, if you want to change your life, you're an adult. If you haven't done what you
Absolutely.
want to do by now, you must invest in support. So leaving my presentation and thinking you're going to go home and magically start doing something on your own, that's the lie we keep telling ourselves. When we
Yeah.
look, so and that so, and what it does is, you'll start to leverage the experiences, everything when you actually, it's a little bit woo woo, but I call it true. So you can call it God, Buddha, Allah, creator, source, the universe, the spirit, whatever you want to call it, works on our behalf. However, our language detracts, or
Mhm.
it repels us from living more abundantly, more fully, because of how we describe our experiences. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened to me. Why can't you believe it happened to you, right? Instead of, right, this is not exactly what I had hoped I would happen to me, and I trust that it will all work out favorably.
I couldn't agree with you more, and it's really interesting. And I was kind of pondering whether to share this, but I feel you and I have got a relationship enough where I can. August the 12th is a real crossroads day for me. It's the day
Oh,
that many years ago, my partner died suddenly, and took with him the chance of motherhood, and it all turned into an awful situation. And when I kind of reflect now, many years later, and the work I've done on me, to your point and to your
Mhm.
story,
Yes.
it's, this day is a very poignant day for me, but it's also a day where I am very thankful that I'm here and I'm where I'm at. I recognize and respect, and of course I'm, saddened as well by, and I take those moments to reflect by myself. And I'm very fortunate that I have got a happy ever after, and and have remarried. But
Yes.
it's something that you said earlier about that choice that you had, that choice that you had in your early 20s, and how you've taken that to be such a shining example, and not only just talk it but live it, is really comes across with you. And I was really looking forward to this conversation today, because you
Yes.
have got such a poignant story. What have
Yes.
been some of your aha moments over the years as you've evolved and grown as a human being, where you just thought, oh my goodness, that was such a telling moment in time for me?
Oh my goodness. One of my favorites was years ago. I had I told you in history. I worked in pharmaceuticals, medical devices, and then biotech. At one point, my younger sister had almost passed away for the fourth time. She has a blood disease, sickle cell, and it's caused her. She has a really severe case of it. And so I think it was August of, oh my goodness, check the dates. It was August of 2010, I believe, or 2008. And so that led me to want to relocate to Texas, because they were moving to the Dallas area. So the company I work with didn't get a promotion at the time. I interviewed to relocate to Houston, didn't get the promotion, and the company's product didn't pass FDA.
Oh
So
my
they ended up
days.
downsizing. So they ended up downsizing, and my territory was getting rolled into another one. So I was about to lose my job, right? Or relocate to, I think it was Pennsylvania or Ohio. I was in Long Island, New York. Someone I had worked with at another pharmaceutical company, he had been promoted and moved to other companies. He had just been promoted. He put my name in the hat for his company, and I got the role. And that's how I became a biotech rep going. And then eventually, that company, I won a sales master's trophy and got relocated to Austin, Texas.
Wow.
So now I'm 3 hours away from my parents who are in Dallas. My sister comes she comes down to go to school for the blind for adults in Austin, and I ended up taking on her. That's how I became an entrepreneur. As I stepped in and became her live-in aide, and heard a woman speak, and the woman talked about vision versus goals. So at that point, when I said yes to my sister, I recognized when I gave 30 days notice to that, it was Thermo Fisher, largest biotech company in the world that I work
Yeah.
for. So I gone from formerly incarcerated to making close to $250,000, being grown to be something incredible, right? I was being grown to be a director at that time, but I stepped out to say yes to my sister. And I literally saw the trajectory of my life. For the first time, I could see my life. I could see the impact that I was making, even though all of these things. I had a fiance pass away after getting diagnosed after 2.5 months.
Oh,
I had been homeless. I had been jailed. I had done all of these different things in my life. Going to school as a 25-year-old freshman. All of these things didn't make sense, and I could literally see that it wasn't ever where I was. It was always who I was being wherever I was that made
wow.
everything incredible.
Wow. I love that last sentence, being, you know, who I was wherever I was. That's
And that, yeah, so that's when I started my business, that became the platform, was understanding, because I started doing these vision boards. And why people were bringing me in was because of the way I was teaching them that the board is just an advertisement for who you become, not what you get.
yeah. And I think very few people talk about, I don't know who you are, LinkedIn user, but welcome. It's lovely to see you. It's very few people do what I talk about, the messy part. Hi, Cherie, similar story. God's all alignment never makes sense, but it is our destiny. Thank you for that.
Oh, yes. Hey. Yes.
It's
Yes.
that messy bit in the middle. I so often
Oh,
people will just won't talk about it, and that's the painful bit. I know for me that many years later, I still took a moment out to cry when I was going to see a friend today, to remember, because that's something that's still there. And I'm sure you have those moments as well, but
oh,
it's the messy bit in the middle, lessons, but it's still there in some way, right? But it's how, to your point, how we deal with it and how we show up with it. That's the important bit, right?
right. And again, what my talk title is about the unplanned. Is the plan, right? Being able to adapt and adjust, being agile. People have forgotten that. I mean,
Yeah.
we have such an instant ability to acquire and get things that people forget that the things that actually make life satisfying and fulfilling, you cannot buy on the dime.
Yes.
You
Thank
cannot buy
you.
them on Amazon. Confidence,
Mm-mm.
resilience, all of those things, be the ability to be at peace in the middle of chaos, those demand that you do something every single day for your
Yeah.
mindset, right? And that's the challenge, that people are not doing something for themselves first before they do anything else.
Yeah.
They get up and they're dictated by the circumstances outside of you. So if you decide when you wake up that whatever happens is going to be your dictate, oh my God, I can't believe, oh this, oh I forgot. That's you all day long. Now, the people who get up and decide, make an intention, set a state of themselves, decide that today, like I tell today, this is the Tuesdayest Tuesday I have ever Tuesday. And I say that in front of my audiences and they laugh. So I was on a call on Saturday. I'm like, this is the Saturday I've ever Saturday. And that habit, that consistency of doing that allows my body, right? If you follow Joe Dispenza, our body holds the history of
Yes.
emotions. So the only way you can start to have better outcomes is you must calibrate how your body responds to external stimuli. And that only happens with your language, with the repetition of your language. I said repetition is the mother of all success.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you're
Yes.
not willing to do something every single day for yourself first, you don't want what you say you want.
No. Yes. And I'm a massive fan of Joe Dispenza. I've got both his books. Uh, his books on audio frequently for me, and he's done some
Yeah.
great shows as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
very
and
fun.
yeah, and there's many people. So I tell you that we are here to create our own recipe of what resilience and peace and adaptability, all of that looks like. However, if most people don't do that, they're wanting someone else to tell them, or they're expecting that it should. I don't even use should in my
No, me
language,
too.
right? Because one, the definition means that something that was meant to have transpired a certain way didn't go that way. Well, why would I attach my emotional state to something that didn't go the way that I had hoped? Why wouldn't I instead focus on how do I leverage this? How do I make it still be amazing regardless of what didn't happen? And then when you listen to most workplaces, people are talking about what didn't happen, what should have happened, what they want, and instead of focusing on what it is and what they desire it to be.
Yeah, and there's an element, right, about accountability, and I reflect back on things and I go, okay, so you're accountable for that. You're accountable for your actions, and you're accountable for how you feel. Um, and actually, the more you sit back and think about that, that's really powerful. It's kind of like, huh, okay. And being able to your point, with everything that's going on in the world, from technology to everything everywhere, having that power to be able to enjoy your own self accountability
Yes.
is a good thing.
Yes, yeah, and there's so much data that supports this. You know, Gallup has research to show that I think it's less than 21% of the workplace is engaged. We've got burnout is continuing to be on the rise in the workplace. You know, the turnover is really high. Loyalty is at an all-time low. The customer experience index is at an all-time low. So
Mhm.
people are just not trusting, they're not believing, they're not feeling good about almost anything, right? And you can hear it. You know, every time I give a presentation, one of the most common questions is, you know, first one of them is like, how do I become confident? And the other one is how they'll give me examples of how they deal with a current circumstance that's overwhelming them.
Yeah. A- And I think on that, now's probably a good time to give a spoiler alert about what you're talking about in Dallas.
Yes, yes, yes. So this is what I will be talking about. I'm truly so excited. So this is unplanned is the new plan. Leading when life won't cooperate. So how do you lead? And you don't have to be a leader to lead, right? And you're the leader of your household. You're the leader of your life. You're single. But
Yes.
how how the unplanned is the new plan. We are so much more than our circumstances, so much more than the situation, so much more than your past or what's the narrative that someone has told you who you are. You are limitless and infinitely capable of creating an amazing life personally and professionally. And that is such a beautiful thing. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, when you start. All that matters is that you do. And that's what this talk is about, how even though it's not your responsibility as a leader and a owner, you know, a business owner, you have these employees who are just fraught and overwhelmed. It's 100% your responsibility,
Mm.
right? If you want your workplace to be incredible, if you want to be profitable and have incredible results and low turnover and high engagement, well, let's have a conversation. And that's what this talk is about, is what that looks like.
Yeah, I'm genuinely really looking forward to your talk, and this the inspirational aspects of it, and just seeing the energy of the room after 5 minutes. So anyone watching who doesn't know what Disrupt is, I first came across it, gosh, I think just after the pandemic, and I went to a DisruptHR event in the UK, and every speaker has 5 minutes, 20 slides, 15 seconds per slides, no words. You're not allowed to promote your own business, and it's there to inspire and create conversations. And
Oh,
so when the opportunity came up for us to have Dallas, I jumped at it. And then I'm working with the lovely Monica Brown and Marnie Robbins and Sharon Mumford. And
yay.
Monica said to me, Sam, I think I found a great venue. Um, and lo and behold, she found the truck yard in the Colony, which is just a perfect place to disrupt. And then we went to find the speakers. And I think the energy in the room, will have 150 people there that night who will be sharing their stories, collaborating, the community aspect, the fun. Um, so if you're excited and you're in DFW on September 18th between 4:30 and 7:30, get your tickets, because they genuinely are selling fast. Come see fabulous people like Meshell talking.
Yes,
Therese,
yes.
I'm so sorry you can't
I
come.
know. Yeah, Sharice, but you can send some folks our way, right? You can't make it, but tell other people they don't want to miss this.
Yes, please, Cherie, spread the word. We'd love more
Yes,
people.
yeah, repost this.
Yes.
And I think it was We would love to have you. Someone said Long Island, New York, born and raised, and now I'm in Houston. Wow. Is that the same person? But yes, I know. What are the chances that someone from Long Island would be in Texas? How awesome.
Brilliant. That means that you, LinkedIn user, I'm so sorry, we don't know who you are. You need to come. So we have 3 funny questions that we just like to ask our guests when they come on the show. So my first question to you is, what is your favorite cheese?
Say that again?
What is your favorite cheese?
Gouda comes to mind. Now I don't, and I realize I don't have any Gouda in the fridge, so I'll be making a grocery store run after this. I'm like, what do I like Gouda? I'm like, maybe I'll make some risotto. I haven't had risotto in a while. Gouda is really good in risotto.
Oh, now you got my taste buds going.
I know, right?
Oh, I love that. So my next question to you is, what is a television program or film that you've watched in the last year that you think, I'm never going to get those moments back?
Oh, I can't think of one because the first thing that comes to mind is I've been taking a periodic, like every other week, I'll take like a half a Saturday and just veg out on a Netflix. And the last one I watched was The Hunting Wives.
Oh,
Never gonna get to time. That thing was like, oh my God. I'm like borderline traumatized. Those women were horrible.
okay. I'm not going to be watching that.
Oh my God, you might want to. It's like a car accident. You can't look away.
I know those ones where you're sitting there thinking it's got to get better, surely. Oh, I love the determination. I'm just the same. Okay, and my last one is, if you're going on vacation and you're taking a flotation device with you, what flotation device would you take and why?
Oh my God, if I'm taking a flotation device with me, the first thing that comes to mind is being a kid that with that circle thing that you would put around you, right? And it has a cup holder. I don't know why I need a cup holder because if I'm on a flight, but I'm thinking I need a cup holder. Like I could say, so I can keep my phone dry, right?
But
If I'm going to get rescued, I
I
don't know,
think you're
maybe they
very
can ping
sensible.
me out in the middle of the Atlantic.
At least then you could say, thank goodness for my cup holder.
Yeah, but I was like, whatever it is, I think it needs a cup holder or a little cubby hole so I can keep my phone dry. That's all I'm thinking.
I love it. Oh dear. Oh my
Oh
days.
God, Sharice, please DM me so we can get connected. She's been just been incredibly delightful in chat.
I mean, hasn't she? Cherise, please come. Please come. Come to Dallas instead.
Exactly. Well, this conversation has been amazing, and I'm so excited to be a part of this. I'm really honored for the opportunity to bring these unique conversations to so people can understand. It's about HR, human resources. It's about people,
It
right?
is about people.
When we begin as a society to put people first, people, planet, profits, things will move faster. People are so profit driven. I work, I need a client, I need a client. No, you actually need more purpose, and then the clients will find
Yes.
you. Yeah, such a better way. I call it hunting versus harvesting. When you focus on planting seeds, doing good work, nurturing your relationships, you will have clients. It may take a little bit longer to build a pipeline, and then you do good work, you'll maintain the pipeline. But if you just go out there and hunt, you're going to be exhausted, frustrated, and it just doesn't lead to a lot of good things in the workplace.
Do you know, as soon as I kind of allowed myself to be me, so I always describe myself as, I mean, look at the state of me, I just any paler and I'd be the colour of my mouse, right? So I always describe myself as, a bit of vanilla with a raspberry ripple because I get such pink cheeks. But as soon as I decided to kind of just let go and stop being so serious and take myself so seriously and really find my joy, which is like yours. For me, it's about coaching HR consultants so they build a successful business on their terms. I care. I want them to do well, but not on my terms. And as soon as I realized that and kind of just allowed me to be me, I've just had the best time.
Yes.
you know?
Absolute best time, right? Yes.
And it sounds like you do just the same.
Yes, I do. It's 100% me. I do like it, and it's not an easy place to get to. When I
No,
stepped
it's
out
not.
in a corporate and went through this journey, the gift of becoming an entrepreneur is that your business, right, aligns right with who you are. You can't hide who you are when you're an entrepreneur because it directly impacts your income, your outcome, all of that, right? I could hide, my insecurities and all of that when I was in corporate
Yeah.
because I was a great worker. Life, personal life was a bit of a mess, not horrible, but it wasn't as strong. I wasn't as strong in who I am as a whole human. And that's what I love to help people to see, right? It's when you leave a legacy, it's when you leave impact no matter where you go. And it changes how your experience of work in the world, right? You don't tie your worth to your work, right? Your
Yes.
worth is who you are, and the work gets a lot simpler and more effortless.
I, Michelle, I completely agree. And, I genuinely am excited just to see that kind of positive explosion that's going to go on September the 18th. I just cannot wait to see you in person. We're just going to have an absolute riot. So watch out, DFW. We're coming. We're coming. So, Michelle, just thank you for bringing so much joy today.
Yes,
It's just been wonderful to see you. Thank you, Cherise. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, lovely LinkedIn person user,
yes,
for being here. Michelle, if someone wants to reach out to you and have a conversation because they need you in their lives, just before we close, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
I mean, the best way is if you're finding this on LinkedIn, send me a direct DM and I will respond to you with a calendar link and my cell phone. Or if you want to just call me directly, my business line, 512-937-3263. And if you're out of the country, you put that one in the front, that's the US code. So 512-937-3263.
There, right
Call me.
there. Call me. Phone her.
I know, you know what? That dates me. I don't think
I know. I was looking at you going,
right? There's a point where I don't think everybody understands that means phone now.
oh, and don't even say telex or fax. Huh?
Yeah, I know, right?
Do you
So
think we should
Gen
go
X
before
over
we give it
here.
away?
I know. Wow. Who knew?
Oh, Michelle, thank you so much once again. I am so looking forward to seeing you. So sending you much love and light from me, and thank you, everybody. So it's bye from us, and thank you for being such a good guest.
Yes, thank you. Wonderful conversation. Bye, everyone.
Cue the music.